Alrighty, so this is a quick explainer video for Lab 13A utilizing string tests, and what you see here is basically for each of the problems we have basically the output from them, and also we'll see the code in a second here. This is going to be all separate functions here. So basically you're going to have 4 functions that will call and basically do these particular tests here. So let's take a look to see what the requirements are. And if we basically look at template here, so under problem 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to be writing your own functions to do this. And we take a look at basically the code requirements. For each of the problem, create a function and the appropriate code, write a brief comment for each, use a conditional statement, basically a if-else, to check the results of utilizing the testing string method, test your code obviously, and basically make any kind of observations. So this is our main program. We're going to add additional call statements. Right now it's basically going to run and print this because this is a reusable header. So if I basically scroll down just a little bit more here, so this portion here is going to call this, and you notice I'm utilizing variables over here that I'm passing through, which then is going to create the headers. So if I basically run this code as it is right now, you'll basically see that we just have this particular header component there, because right now there's nothing, no additional code and no function to call as well. All right, so now let's take a look to see what is required for problem 1. So for here we're going to utilize basically the isalnum to see if it's a alphanumeric, basically containing numbers and letters here. If it does, then we're going to print string is alphanumeric. Otherwise, we're going to print a string that is not alphanumeric, and this is the string that we're going to be utilizing here. Now, we're going to be utilizing an if statement here because we're going to check to see if string is alphanumeric, and this is basically how we would do this. So underneath this, we're going to define our function, and we're going to call it basically prob1, since this is for problem 1. And now I'm going to assign the value of string like we have here. Next line, to test to see if the string is num. So this is the syntax here. So basically, if string is alphanumeric, right, basically saying if true, right, then we're going to print string is alphanumeric. Else then we're going to print string is not alphanumeric. So basically we have one line of code for the problem here, and then we have our if statement that basically does the tests, and that's it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of code in total. This particular syntax right here is going to be very similar to the other problems in 2, 3, and 4. So we have more or less 6 lines of code that you're going to create. Each of the problems is going to have a specific string test that we're going to utilize, as well as a specific string that we're testing as well. Now, there's going to be one more thing that we need to do, is because if we run this code the way it is right now, it's still not doing anything, because we need to come back over here and basically identify that we are calling that function there. We're going to run that. Yep, and I got an error on line 65 here. And all right, the problem is, you notice I just quickly highlighted this. So when I created this, I have this character there, the little arrow. What I'm going to do then is I am going to delete that and backspace and then hit enter. You notice now I had the 2 dots. Now I'm going to run the code, and here you go. String hello 123 is alphanumeric. So that's what this particular function does. And you're going to basically continue on and perform the same thing for problem 2, 3, and 4. So basically, to get you started on problem 2, I'm just going to copy this, paste this, and say this is for problem 2. And problem 2 is going to be utilizing isalpha. Finish writing the codes for 2, 3, and 4, and then you need to update the call statements as you've seen there. So that's it for this little program.